Show you everything that I'm using and how I set it up. I'm doing like a hybrid, I guess you could call it, where I am doing it mostly in here in the digital journal, but then I print it off and I keep it in here. Hi, welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you what I am doing for 2025 in terms of my prayer journal, what I'm using, how I set everything up, and then I'm also going to show you my 2024 prayer journal because previously I've showed that, and I even on Instagram I showed it, and you might remember that I was using two prayer journals and I actually combined it to one, and this next year I've decided to just do one prayer journal. So I'm going to kind of show you everything that I'm using and how I set it up. So first, I am doing like a hybrid, I guess you could call it, where I am doing it mostly in here in the digital journal, but then I print it off and I keep it in here. I also have pages printed in here if I wanted to do it this way, but I just honestly have my iPad a lot more often, and it's a lot easier than having a binder. I feel like I can have this. I also have a mini that I can just like carry with my Bible, and it makes it really easy for me to be able to pray. Sometimes I'll stick it in my purse. So because of that, I do like doing it digitally, but I don't love that it's just stuck digitally, so I print everything off too. I did a video on that I will link if you're interested in printing your digital journals. But this is what I'm using for 2025. I did decide to do the Citrus Twist journal. This is a sticker from the prayer journal, the digital prayer journal, if you bought it, or if you're part of the studio. This year, if you are part of the studio, you did get the prayer journal. So you got the stickers too. And so I just printed those off and just stuck it there. It already comes with this white thing, so I just stuck it on. But this is the Citrus Twist. I think it's Flamingo. It's the pink one. It looks really well with, you know, all the colors and everything. I do really love it because it's so big that I think it's going to fit everything. So in the past, I've done war room prayers in one journal and then daily prayers in another journal. And for 2025, I'm going to do everything in one journal. So this is what it looks like. I've got my cover, which I will fill out this page. So this is technically for 2025. So although I am using this, when I print pages right now for November and December, it's going into my 2024 binder. So it'll go in here, which I'll show you in a bit. It's going in there. But then once it becomes 2025, everything I print will go in here. So I'm not quite using this yet, if that makes sense. Just because I want to keep my journal organized to where everything in here is 2025, everything in the other one is 2024. So I printed off the prayer tab. And again, if you're new here, the nice thing about these journals is you print them yourself, and so you can kind of customize it. So what you see, even what you might see here, I didn't print everything because there's certain things that I personally don't need. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want to print. But I have monthly, and so behind here are going to go these pages, which I use in here. Now again, this is November, so for November I will be printing this and putting it in my other journal, but I've been using the calendar, which I've really liked this new feature that has the calendar. So I did print these off in case I wanted them, but I am going to be using this and just printing this off. So that is for all these pages, the monthly section, like the calendar and anything else I want to put in the monthly section. And then I have daily, which these are my daily prayers. So that is what will go behind here. And then I have this one that says topical, and the thing back here is just all the topics. So these are all the topics I've chosen to do. So I've kind of lined it up the same as my digital prayer journal. So I've got my heart, and I've got my marriage, and I've got my husband. I guess I switched those, but that's okay. And then children. And then behind children, I haven't had a chance to laminate them yet, but I did do my 3 kids. Again, if you're part of the studio, I am offering this, this time around, I'm offering custom tabs of these. So make sure you go to our community and you can put in your children's names, and I will customize them for you and like make it like this, and then you can print it off. But I'm going to put my 3 kids back here, which lines up perfectly with this because I have my kids. So I have Gemma, Mikey, Selah. So anything I do behind Gemma will then go behind the Gemma tab. Anything for my son, anything for my other daughter, like it'll all go back there. And then this is GMS, Gemma, Mikey, Selah, which is like motherhood basically. So anything that if I'm praying for myself in terms of being a mother, or if I'm praying for all kids, like just a prayer for all of them, then I will put it behind that tab. Okay, and then we have home, homeschool, and school. My loves, this one I'm actually not going to be using. Again, I print stuff off because I'm showing you guys, but I'm actually not going to use that because I'm going to do family and friends. So I have family and friends right here. So I'll be printing those off and putting it behind there. I have work, which I have there. Finances. Again, a lot of these, if I don't have room for it or I didn't put a place, like I will just make a separate page for it in here. And then so when I print it off, it flows good. So I'll show you when I get to the world section. And then salvation, which we have a salvation section, and then the world. So with the world, I just made these tabs, and these tabs are going to be coming to the studio in the next month. So they say things like the world, government, state, local, and community. And so what I went ahead and did was when I go to the world section, I made pages like that. So the world, government, and that way I can do a whole page for it. And then when I print it off, it just goes behind these tabs. So just another little way to like organize it. So that stuff will go back here. And then same thing for church, because in mine, I did church and world. I'll have a separate page when I click that called church, and then all those pages will go back here. And for me personally, I like to link it. So I haven't done links there yet, but I think I have here. Yeah. So I always link it. So it's very easy to go to that page. So I will, when I get to the, like this, I will do links that say the world, church, government, and that way I can just click on them and it'll take me right to that page. So that is kind of how I am doing it. And then we got feelings and heart attitude. And I did add that section this year. I did not have that last year. Oops. Let me show you my journal from last year. So last year I set it up a little bit different. I actually had a blank section. And I also had a who he is section, which I didn't feel like I needed that this year because we do have a who he is tab anyways. But I set it up pretty much the same. I think I had done family and friends together last year, but I did decide to separate them this year. But I added this feelings and heart attitude, which has a bunch of different topics, like, you know, you could do words, just anything you want to work on. So anxiety, if you have a word that year, identity. And so I will do the same concept where behind that I will make those pages so that when I go to print, it's very easy and I know exactly where it goes, if that makes sense. And then I have this battle belongs to him, which I have that here. And that is my topical section. And so then I have gratitude, which again, I printed off some pages, but I am already using this section and I've done one of these for November. I've started one and I've been doing one of these pages and then kind of filling out one of those calendar pages. I've done a few of these. Declare truth. So I have my declare truth set up in my Bible study notebook because for me, a lot of times when I'm doing declare truth, it is about it's all scripture that I'm doing. So it just makes sense for me to have it in my Bible study notebook. So I have different topics and I just organize them that way. But if I want to print them off, I will print them off in here. It kind of depends on what it's about. These are topics. So topics I would print off and put it in here. If I was doing one on a Bible study, which I can't even remember where I've done one, but you know, sometimes I'll do when I'm studying, I will do a page and that would just go behind my like the actual book. So that's how I kind of separate it. Declare truth. If it's topical, it goes here. If it's about a specific book of the Bible, then it'll go with that book of the Bible in like a different binder. Okay, and then I have the who he is. Again, that's these pages. So I have them printed off if I want to use them, but I also, you know, have this whole section where I can fill out some and print them off. Okay, and then for scripture memory, again, this is something I haven't decided, and this is one thing I do want to share, that don't feel like you have to have it all figured out or don't feel like you have to have it all figured out. So I print off a lot of this stuff just to have it, so I have it in here. but there are many times where I will change it. And like I said with 2024, these are all separate notebooks. I actually had 2 or 3 separate notebooks for 2024. And then at the, November 2024, I ended up changing it to one binder. So don't feel like you have to have it figured out. But for me personally, for scripture memory, I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping it in here, because there is a scripture memory in this journal, right? So where you can do scripture memory, but I also like to do the Charlotte Mason method. So I use this journal and do it. I don't feel like I need to print it off though. For me, it's just about studying it and I guess learning it. And I don't really feel like I need to print it off. So I'm not sure if I would print it off. Like, I don't really feel like I need to print these off. I do sometimes do like a deeper study of them, which I have really liked. So like studying the verse a little bit deeper, I might just print those off and put them in there, but I haven't decided. But either way, I have it printed and ready to go when I need it, if I need it, and if I don't, I can always take it out. So that's kind of my tip is, if you want to just print stuff off to have it, you can, but don't feel like you have to use it, and don't feel like you can't change your binder. That's what's so awesome about having a binder, is that you can really change it out and move stuff around to, for what makes sense to you. And even if your season changes, you can change it. And then the last thing I have back here is these came with this binder. So when you buy this binder from Citrus Twist, it comes with these like divider. It comes with a bunch. I just kept 2 in here and I'm just sticking my stickers in there so I can easily use them if I need them. So that is how my setup is for 2025. But again, I am right now currently, so I am using this for topical. Again, I have started, so like for my heart, like I've got November, I've got December, and then I will start doing, like January, the next month, just because I was excited about this. I wanted to start using it, but I'm not printing it off in here until the new year. So here's my 2024 journal, and I was just going to show you how I set that up. So for my 2024 journal, I decided I did combine them. Like I said, I had my daily prayers separate. I just didn't feel like I needed it separate anymore. So I have like the cover page, and then I have some stuff from 2024 that from the studio. So I think this came out, these pages came out like December. It was like for a new year. So I printed off the divider with no tab because I didn't really want the tab, and just did a sticky note. And then these were just like the, what worked, word of the year ideas, that kind of stuff. So that is all here in this first section. And then I have a meditate tab. And then these are all my daily prayers. I do have some monthly, like I put like some monthly stuff, but these are all my daily prayers. And you can tell some of it is written out. Some have been printed. So this stuff has been printed from GoodNotes. Like that's all printed. These are printed. I like to have stuff double-sided. So when stuff is like, it ends on this page and there was going to be a blank page, I try to like add some pictures or do something like that. So it's just cute, and it kind of documents like this space and time when I was praying these prayers. Here's some pictures of what was going on at that time. And then I have my gratitude section, and then that's it. That's what this journal looks like. So that is what my 2024 journal looks like. This journal is available in the studio, and it's also available to purchase and print. So let me know if you have any questions.